Today, we're going to be diving into the career of one of the most iconic figures in all of pro wrestling history, Sting. The man's legend, no doubt. But even legends, they have gaps in their resumes. We're going to explore 10 surprising things about the man named Sting in today's video. Despite his incredible career, well, he's managed everything you can do in the pro wrestling industry, from missed opportunities to just plain bad luck to uncovered moments and milestones that eluded the icons. So grab your popcorn, get ready to take down the trip down memory lane, and let's find out what the Stinger could not accomplish in his historic, legendary, and lengthy successful career in the pro wrestling industry. Sting, a wrestling legend, finished his career in 2024 with a perfect record in AEW after a decade of success across WCW, WWE, and TNA. His last match was a big one at the AEW Revolution event, where he and Darby Allin retained the tag team titles over the Young Bucks in an really outstanding match. Yet, people are still talking about his amazing career, including this one. At number 10, winning a clean match in WWE that was one on one. So winning a clean WWE's singles match. In WWE, Sting only had 3 singles matches. His first being against Triple H at WrestleMania 31 in 2015. He lost it. He worked the Big Show on Monday Night Raw in 2015, winning by DQ. And his last match was against Seth Rollins at Night of Champions 2015, where he got hurt. And that was his last singles match in WWE. In fact, that was his last singles match ever. Now, he had obviously had to retire from WWE due to spinal stenosis, and he later signed with AEW and got medically cleared to wrestle even more, joining a long list of talents that were not medically cleared, yet were medically cleared by someone else not named WWE's doctors. So, how about that? At number 9, never losing a title in AEW. Yes, Sting, while he and Darby Allin won the tag team championships and Sting retired as the tag team champions, he never lost a championship or even defended a singles title in AEW. Their team was popular and it helped Darby Allin get more over as a babyface and a bigger star for the promotion, something which they desperately need. And while many fans wanted Sting's last match to be against Darby Allin, instead they teamed up. They won the tag team titles on television in February of 2024 before defending them against the Young Bucks at Revolution in 2024. Sting retired right after the match, and they vacated the championships the following night on Dynamite. Sting's retirement match is one of the best retirement matches you will ever see. Probably as good as Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels or Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. Those were very, very good, but you could not have asked for a better way for Sting to go out. He went out in a top tier match against some top tier opponents and helping make younger stars. It's literally the definition of Sting. Royal Rumble miss out. At number 8, Sting, well, he's had many famous matches, but he's never competed in a Royal Rumble. This is because he spent most of his career out of WWE. It would have been exciting to see him in the Royal Rumble, but it never happened. From WCW to TNA and then his little short burst. I still think they should have put him in the Royal Rumble in 2015, but they obviously did not do so because he came in November of 2014 at Survivor Series. He could have easily done that just to check it off the list, right? You could have had Triple H still screw him over in that match, setting up their WrestleMania contest, but clearly they didn't feel like they needed to, which is a shame, right? Royal Rumbles is one of the more prestigious, prominent type matches that WWE has, and to see the icon Sting in it, well, I think it was a missed opportunity, and I wish that WWE would have changed that decision, but different time, different place, I suppose. At number 7, a WrestleMania win. Wouldn't you have given Sting a WrestleMania win? No, because he only wrestled at WrestleMania once, something which people didn't even think was going to happen ever. He lost to Triple H in 2015 in WrestleMania 31, and fans were happy that he at least got his WrestleMania moment, his WrestleMania match. But it was still a surprise when he lost, since many would think that he would win. Here's the thing. The reason that he didn't win is because it was all about WWE. Think about it. The NWO came down, DX got the better of them, WWE, Triple H, they went over Sting and WCW. It's all about rewriting history. It's all about trying to make the brand bigger than anything else in the pro wrestling industry. And that's exactly what they did. It's a shame. It really, really is. But in the end, they felt like Triple H should have went over. We can disagree, but we can't change history. At number what we up to 6? ECW No Show. Sting wrestled for many big wrestling companies around the world like WWE, WCW, TNA, New Japan, and even AEW. But he never worked for ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling, headed by Paul Heyman. It would have been cool to see him in ECW, even if it was just for one match. I mean, even the revival under WWE, we didn't get that. But I don't think he necessarily fit the ECW mold, right? Because whether he was Surfer Sting or Pro Sting, didn't really match the match style there, didn't match the crowd demographic audience, if you will, there. I think he would have been a fish out of water, and that sucks considering who Sting is. But I also think that him not going to ECW, I also don't think that it necessarily impacted his career and changed his legacy into being lesser than
No
because of it, right?
WWE Championship. Sting retired,
Well, as a champion, but it wasn't in WWE. Instead, it was in AEW as a World Tag Team Champion. He won many titles during his career: WCW, AEW, TNA, but none in WWE. He wrestled for the world title, sure, against Seth Rollins at Night of Champions, but he lost and got injured in that match. He suffered a neck injury, ultimately revealing that he had spinal stenosis, leading to his retirement from wrestling for many, many years. He went to the Hall of Fame. He was on the sidelines, put on hiatus, and then Tony Khan came in and saved him, in my opinion. Right? Instead of going out injured, he goes out in a pretty good retirement match. I think WWE misbooked him from the get go. And even though he has stated that he wishes that he went to WWE earlier, I actually think that he made the right decision by not going to WWE, after WCW closed or going right after, many, many years in TNA. No singles matches in AEW. This one actually surprised me. Sting, he never had a singles match in AEW. He was there for 4 years, but he also always wrestled rather, in tag team matches and multi-man matches. There were many good matches that he could have been part of. I mean, clearly, one thing that AEW does not lack is talent. They are absolutely loaded. Yet, he never had a singles match. All of the names, all the stars, everything could have lined up for the perfect one-on-one match. You go down the list and you go, oh, that's a dream match. From your Kenny Omegas to your John Moxley's to your Swerves, your Hangmans, even CM Punk, Darby Allin. I mean, there are countless, endless, if you will, that they could have done. Obviously, WWE felt like, didn't need to do it. So, there you go. Blood and Guts miss out. AEW has a big match called Blood and Guts, similar to War Games or Hell in a Cell, where there's two teams. Obviously, Hell in a Cell usually doesn't have teams, but they've had tag team matches in the past. Regardless, it's a lot like War Games. Sting, he would have been good in the match since he did some various dangerous moves in AEW. He'd literally jump off of anything. It was almost comical. But he's never booked in it, which is actually surprising because you have, I think it's a 10-man match. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's a 10-man match. So he could have just been one of 9 or one of 10 rather. And obviously they didn't do so. I think they missed out. I think it could have added to the prestige, but in the end, Tony Khan, AEW, they didn't feel like it was necessary. ROH no show. ROH is another wrestling company that has been on the map and has seen some of the greatest to ever step foot in this business wrestle under its umbrella and banner, and Sting could have appeared there as well. Many legends did, but Sting didn't. Even after Tony Khan bought ROH, Sting still didn't show up. It would have been a big deal if he had, just to say that he's done so, and I'm actually surprised they didn't, especially on a pay-per-view, as a, another tag team or another, multi-man match. We'll see what they end up doing with the ROH brand, but I think they missed out on an opportunity here. And of course, at number 1, you could not put this list together and not name it. But it's a dream match. Many fans want to see Sting versus X, Y, and Z. But in the end, we never got Sting versus The Undertaker. That was a match in which fans wanted. It was a match that needed to happen, yet never did so. Saying that you did not wrestle the who's who in this business, The Undertaker's on that. He never got it done. Came close. They were in the company for a year. Never happened. Such a shame.